Caltrop is an area denial weapon designed to stop the enemy. The Caltrop is a sturdy, simple, yet effective weapon no matter its position. Its purpose was originally designed to stop elephant and donkey attacks. It graduated to stopping tanks. And now, the Caltrop is your defense against propaganda, polished lies, and manufactured outrage. It's free from counterfeit credibility and synthetic truth. However, inside the walls of the Caltrop, you're going to be forced to think. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Mike Calderese is the Caltrop.
Coming down the mountain from the heaven to the hell, the Mike Calderese, the Caltrop, he never stops, so ring the bell. He bring the facts, he's been up every morning till we sleep. He get it deep, Mike Calderese, in your head and in your sheets. And we don't mind and we don't care, Mike Calderese is the Caltrop. And we don't mind and we don't care, Mike Calderese is the Caltrop. And we don't mind and we don't care, Mike Calderese is the Caltrop.
Good evening and welcome to the Caltrop. I'm your host, Michael Calderese, on this fantastic Friday night. I don't know about you guys, but I have a great weekend planned. We have the Dinosaur Bike Tour with the Scott family and Brick, man. They are a great group of people, and it's going to be fun, man. It's always a fun event. A lot of drinking, a lot of riding our bikes. And, I love these events. Absolutely love them. But we are your defense mechanism, and you know that because we don't just beat you over the head here. And when I say we, I'm talking about the proverbial we. But I don't beat you over the head all the time with news nonstop. I try to mix local stuff. I try to mix in some nationwide stuff. And every now and then I like changing it up with conspiracy or future talk or whatever it is. And tonight we have Rikipedia in, and we're going to be talking about some future scenarios, preparation for future scenarios. And this is what I want you to do. I want you to give me the most ridiculous thing that you could think of that's a feasible though. Let's not, I don't want to hear like we're growing cocks off our foreheads in some weird future that we fuck like this. I'm not talking stuff like that. I'm talking fun, realistic things that me and Rikipedia think about, and then not only think about, how could we give you a tour guide to surviving a situation like that? I think it's going to be a fun episode. So I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to get the show started with the mic's right. Shut the fuck up and listen. All right, everyone. Have you ever noticed the future just shows up and nobody announced it? I mean, growing up, I think you were like me. I thought the future meant flying cars, hoverboards, jetpacks, robot butlers, like in Rocky. And, everyday Jetsons type shit. That's what I thought the future was going to be. Instead, I get my refrigerator emailing me because I'm low on mayonnaise, while people on the internet are arguing with artificial intelligence, and I'm guilty of it. I mean, we skipped right over flying cars and went straight to your toaster has accepted the new terms and conditions. And nobody asked for that. So we're going to play tour guide to the future, me and Rikipedia, not because we know it's coming. Nobody does. But here's what we've learned. The people who survive history aren't usually the smartest. They're the ones who could see change before everyone else. The caveman who said, hey, maybe don't pet that saber-toothed tiger, probably lived a lot longer than the guy who said, relax, bro, he's probably friendly. I mean, chance does favor the prepared mind. So let's prepare our minds. Because whether we like it or not, the future isn't asking permission. Now think about this. 100 years ago, electricity was magic. 50 years ago, computers filled entire buildings. 20 years ago, we carried flip phones. And now today, your phone can translate languages, identify plants, diagnose skin conditions, write essays, write music, make music, edit movies, and apparently convince your wife you're ignoring her because it says your screen time was 7 hours today. Technology doesn't move in straight lines anymore. It moves like my neighbor after 6 beers, fast and unpredictable. And somebody is definitely getting hurt. So let's take a tour of a possible future. Ready? This is the way my stupid maniac brain goes. Scenario 1, the cyborg future. You know, Elon Musk wants brain chips. Companies are building neural interfaces. Think about that. Scientists are editing genes through CRISPR technology. And at some point, you'll walk into work and Bob from accounting won't just know Excel. He will be Excel. You'll ask him a question. He'll answer you before you finish asking it. Maybe you'll still be trying to remember, or meanwhile, you'll still be trying to remember why you walked into the kitchen right now. Imagine job interviews of the future. So what are your qualifications for this job? Well, I have 20 years experience. Sorry, man. We're looking for somebody with a brain chip 8.0. It's like, fuck, man. I only have the money for 6.2. It's like, that's adorable. And they laugh at you. And so you can't have this job. Now imagine dating. Hey, my boyfriend cheated on me. It's like, how? I don't know. He had no personality. And then all of a sudden downloaded a personality update. Now all the women love him. It's like, fantastic. Or I can't wait for the single virgin guy who trades or who trades in robotic sexual fembots. You know, he trades them in every 100,000 hip thrusts. What about scenario 2, Gattaca style, where everything is based on genetics, insurance, employment, education, dating? Congratulations. You don't have brown eyes anymore. You have premium eyes. And I bet premium eyes are blue. I don't know. That's the way we think about it. Or discount eyes. You could have discount eyes. Imagine getting rejected by a dating app because your DNA score only got you 3 stars. Isn't that some bullshit? That sounds ridiculous, but is it so feasible? Is it unfeasible right now in today's day and age? I mean, until you realize companies already know what we buy, what we watch, what we drive, how we sleep. Now imagine they know your entire genome too. It's like sweet dreams, humanity. All right, let's go to scenario 3. And I'm sure Rikipedia is going to have many more, but I'm just priming you guys. Artificial intelligence does literally everything for you, and you are living in a ridiculous movie. Doctors, lawyers, programmers, teachers, customer service. Half the jobs disappear in 5 to 10 years. And the other half becomes supervising robots. Can you imagine explaining your career to your grandfather? It's like, hey, buddy, what are you doing now? He's like, I proofread for the robot. It's like, you what? It's like, yeah, the robot writes everything and, you know, does everything. So I'm just kind of watching it do everything. It's like, so what do you do? Oh, I tell it where it used too many commas. I don't know. This is what we're going to be doing. But that's the economy. I got one more for you. Scenario 4. Humanity goes to space. I mean, honestly, if you ask me, I am rooting for this one. Not because Mars sounds fun, but because have you met Earth lately? Every election, people threaten to leave. You want to leave so bad? Fine. Here's Mars. You have no atmosphere. You're minus 80 degrees. There's no Starbucks. So good luck. I love it. By the 3rd week, everybody's begging to come back to New Jersey. Imagine that. People begging to come back to New Jersey. And that's saying something. And I actually have one more. I guess I made 5 scenarios in this thing and didn't realize it. Scenario number 5, stagnation. No giant leap, no apocalypse, just more of this. Everybody staring at screens. And keep your eyes locked in on me and stare at your screen. Do not take it off for the entirety of the show. But staring at your screen's a problem. Staring problem? Call 1-800-STAMBLER. Fuck that one up. Algorithms deciding what we think. Kids who know how to prompt AI but can't change a tire. Adults with 5 streaming services and no attention span longer than 18 seconds. I mean, honestly, the one that scares me the most, not because it's dramatic, because it feels familiar, that of course there's a doomsday crowd. We have asteroids and pandemics and EMP attacks and solar flares. This thing's not scrolling fast enough. World War III. Let's turn this speed up on this thing. Aliens and zombie squirrels. What are we doing here? At this point, if the squirrels organize, I'm not even surprised anymore. But here's the funny thing. As I bring up stupid scenario after stupid scenario, people spend so much time worrying about how civilization ends. They never prepare for how civilization changes. History rarely sends invitations. It just shows up. It's like horse, then there's the car with horsepower, then there's the internet. We got rid of horsepower on the internet. We have smartphones, we have AI, and nobody gets a warning. The future just taps on you or taps you on the shoulder and says, hope you were paying attention because I am here. What are you going to do about it now? So what should the regular people do? Learn continuously, stay healthy, build real skills that you don't rely on AI for, that you can live off of. Know your neighbors, own things that can't be downloaded, and question everything. Still question everything. Most importantly, don't panic. And please, for the love of God, don't let an algorithm become your personality. Technology should be your tool, everybody, not your owner. But here's what I actually believe. Every generation thinks they're living at the end of history. I don't think we are. I think we're living in the beginning of something. Maybe it's incredible. Maybe it's terrifying. I tell you, it's definitely both to a lot of people. But the people who thrive won't be the people who predicted every detail correctly. They'll be the people flexible enough to adapt to it. The people curious enough to keep learning. And the people wise enough to know that being human still matters. Because no matter how smart AI becomes, no matter how smart the planets how many planets we colonize, no matter how many brain chips they invent, somebody is still going to forget their password. And somehow, it's still going to be your parents. But let's see where this ride takes us. We're going to have a fun time with Rikipedia. That's the Mike's Right. Hope you listen. All right, buddy. Boy, did I have some chapped lips coming into that one. Here we go. Let's bring to the stage my man, Rikipedia. What's up, buddy?
Nothing much, man. I got too much sun and pool the last couple of days. I feel chlorinated. And
I feel horrible for you. I feel terrible. It's like I got so much sun. It's so much pool. I don't know what to do with myself. I just feel the chlorine on my fingertips. Is that what you're saying to me? Well, I was standing on a ladder.
I mean, I'm also in the pool throwing kids. I'm active, you know what I mean? I play with my daughter and her friends and everything, so it's like a workout.
I wish, bro. I fell off. I fell in between a porch deck that I was doing today with a piece of wood that I had on there, and I thought I was standing on the right, and I was not, and it tipped up, and I went flying. I probably almost broke my ankle, but I didn't. I mean my leg, but I didn't. I kind of made it, but it was fun. That's the day I had. So I'm glad you have chlorine on your person when I'm limping.
Yeah, for sure.
So what'd you think of the monologue, buddy? Oh wait, whoa, stop! Whoa, I hit the wrong button. What'd you think of the monologue, buddy?
It was awesome. Honestly, where we're at right now, I can imagine a combination of different aspects of different scenarios coalescing into what's going to become the actual future for us. I hope that it's more good than bad.
Where did you want to take this? What scenarios that I didn't touch on or maybe that I touched on, do you want to delve into? How do you want to handle this today, buddy?
Well, the first thing comes from the most relevant almost legislation. It's about how the House passed a bill that would join our military with the IDF, and some people think that that's oh well, that's over there. That's for Middle East war purposes, and it doesn't really affect me. It doesn't bother me. But I think this kind of makes a greater reality of something I used to believe, which I used to believe there would be like UN peacekeeper soldiers, which are mostly like Chinese and European, and that they would be sent in to impose the martial law on us in this country. But then I was like, no, you can't do that. That's an invasion of a foreign entity. But now with the IDF being able to have access to all of our military, it's a lot easier for people that aren't American to go on the streets and point guns at Americans and tell them what to do. So that's where I view that as a probable near future dystopian scenario.
Well, did you see that? Is that really near future? It's kind of here. We watched Ro Khanna, and I say what you want about him. He does seem like a level-headed Democrat for the most part, and he said he was held, I think, at gunpoint by Israeli settlers, when he was touring Palestine. So if you have that already, now what I know about that is the Republicans are trying to push that through. I think the Democrats and 3 Republicans defeated that in the Senate the last time it came up. So let's see where that goes. I know there's none of the Democrats are going to vote for that at this point. And there's a handful of Republicans that are starting to wean away from that. But dude, if that does happen, we do have a ridiculous scenario on our hands, right? Like, what's the biblical, the way I see it is, if we look at it from what the people that are pushing this on us, which is Netanyahu, who's in Ben Gvir's and all those guys, I think they have their own version of the biblical outcome in their mind, where they are in control of everything. You have Israel, a majority of the world dies, and the rest of the people there are there to serve them. I really think, and their Messiah came back. I really think that's how you have to look, right? And what are they going to do?
Build that temple, they got the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And then what are you going to do? How would it take place? Like, what would they need in order to play this out, right? They would have to have the world's superpower. They would have to own communications. They would have to own the things that they go after. They would have to own the media, because they need to be able to sway the minds of millions and millions, if not billions of people. You have to have control of these things if you want to do what is rumored in the Bible that they want to do. Right? Where am I missing this?
I think no, you're right on. But the thing is that those tentacles have already been spread. You see business leaders, finance, media companies, banking. I said finance, but I mean, like there's already powerful people with dual citizenship to Israel or allegiance to them, and it's not far fetched to believe that this might actually manifest. I guess being the most strapped country in the world is nice, because average Americans are, we got more guns than any two countries put together, citizen wise. So that feels good, because the best way to stop a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun, So that makes me feel a little bit nicer. But I want to get more into the. I just want to throw that out there right now, because it's happening, it's relevant. But I want to dive into the AI dystopian future scenarios, because that one is also rapidly becoming a reality. I think that what we're gonna see.
Listen to this real quick. Did you hear?
I know that all along Trump is.
You have to convince your community how great these things. You can't fight it. You have to go with it. And you're going to have all that protection, and we're giving you automatic protection, but you're going to make a tremendous amount of money. You're going to reduce taxes, and you're going to have something that if you don't have it, everybody else wants it. Because you have to.
My fingers are like double tapping shit tonight. Yeah, so I mean, even Trump is saying force it on everybody. Good.
He's been saying all along he wants to be the AI superpower of the world, and that can be spun in a positive light, but I'm very wary of the direction the AI is going. If it ever reaches artificial general intelligence, we're doomed. That's like self-awareness type shit. But what we're looking at is full integration. Yeah, but it's not aware to. It's not aware enough to be in complete control of itself yet. I think we still have plugs that can be pulled and safeguards that are in place. But I don't know, man. I'm not a cyber expert here. I wish that if I can go back in the past, I would tell my college self to get good with computers and the internet and everything. But anyway, what we're looking at, because you brought up biblically, from a biblical perspective, we're looking at mark of the beast type technology, where the biometric integration, where it's either inside of your brain or on your hand or some sort of chip. This is like an extension. This is like, it's on my hand, not in my hand. The next step is the integration with the body, and that has so many negative physical and spiritual and just socioeconomic implications. We are electric beings. It is an electromagnetic universe. Everything has an energy, a pulse, a frequency, all that. So when you start to take artificial intelligence inside of your electric being, which we don't even totally understand how it all works. We don't. I think I know a lot, but I don't know shit about how the brain, the eyes, the heart, things like that work. That's some other stuff, man. So I don't want to be meddling with that. I feel bad enough for getting a tattoo and putting something on my skin. I don't want to put something inside, potentially messing with my genome and me, and potentially my eternal, soul or spirit if everything's electric, and if my body dies and the spirit or soul, whatever, is like electric. It could be compromised. No, that's where my brain goes. And maybe I'm crazy for thinking that, but I don't know, man. It's just not out of the realm of possibilities with the state of things about how rapidly the AI is integrating with us.
So what do you think?
So what would you do? Well, where it's going is I think people are gonna have to make a choice. So my question onto you is, would you ever accept a society where cash becomes meaningless, futile, and everything is digital? And for in the presentation of convenience and just efficiency, would you wear a way to spend your money? Would you take a chip or an implant of some sort? And if not,
I would never. I have a feeling.
Then what do we do?
Yeah, I have a feeling I'm going to be left behind because I am 100% not putting any type of chip in my person. There's no way, and that's what's going to be happening. We're going to be integrating ourselves with technology soon enough, and there's going to be what happens with that when we start becoming like when people want to turn themselves into cyborgs. Are there laws against it? Right?
What if there's going to be people that fall in love with AI girlfriends and they don't want to be in this world anymore? Their life is like mediocre and they feel meaningless, and then they find some sort of alternate reality, and there's people that will want the integration. So then,
what if it's like people want to be plugged in like the Matrix? Where it gets to the point where you actually say, "No, man, just plug me the fuck in." And let me live in my fantasy world until whatever happens, right?
That's why we got to fix shit now while we can, before it gets so bad, before scenario 5 or 6, whatever you said, if things don't really change and there's just mindless zombies walking around staring at these little black screens, and just getting more restrictions and more, taxes and fees, then that makes sense as an alternate route for someone to try to enjoy their time. The problem with that is I don't believe that it would be. I think you would be elongating your lifespan for the worse. You'd be putting your essence and your consciousness into the grid, man.
And I mean,
I'm sure AI Mike would also be a cool dude, but I just only want to know him in the gaming world or something, not like in the world.
I don't know. Digital Mike would be a dick. Would be a bigger asshole than regular Mike is, I think. But are we already kind of tapped into a grid? Like, what is consciousness? The only thing, like Descartes said, the only thing we know is that we're thinking beings, right? So,
no, honestly, you're right.
This is the weird part about AI. That I guess what you're saying with artificial general intelligence is, does it matter like how you're thinking as long as you're actually thinking? Now, who creates thought? What is thought? And these are the things I love thinking about, because like all we know is that we have something going on in our head, right? Thoughts going on up there. We don't know really what's happening, but it's happening. And when does that happen with AI? When does it happen with where they actually they're having thoughts? Because it seems to me like, I guess they're language models and they're mimicking thoughts right now. But when do they become real thoughts? When do they become in control? When is it you can't shut them down? When is it that we literally living the Avengers, where you have Ultron that's running around with you? You feel where I'm going? What do we need? Yeah. I think we need fucking robot zappers.
At that point, we would need time travel if it's the too late point.
Handheld electromagnetic pulse zappers. That's what we need.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Because that would just neutralize the digital threats. However, if you're not allowed to buy food without having these certain things that are on the grid, then that's where the real problem lies. Now, Mike, what if they give you the choice of the chip, the implant, or you can just tap? Like, we have tap to pay already. What if they what I'm getting at is, I'm worried for just the continual stripping down of our freedoms. Well, and they're building new cars.
So think about what they said the flock cameras could do, bro. The flock cameras could integrate with Bluetooth technology and know who's in your car, including your dog tags, right? So now if everybody has a chip, we're going to be living in Arnold Schwarzenegger's Demolition Man with cameras everywhere, chips everywhere. We're able to locate every human person everywhere they go on Earth. This is the shit that you're talking about. This is what they want. I think Demolition Man is our future. You know, where
unless we put a limit to this stuff.
Yeah,
because AI can be a great tool. It can. There's no denying that. You know, that's the conundrum. That's like the paradoxical effect of this, because there is a way where we can build some sort of a utopia with all the advancements in AI and technology. They're like you can totally you can spin that and have totally valid points.
Has humanity ever created the utopia out of anything we've ever created?
I believe so. I think so. I think this is not the first time that AI has been on the planet. I think we've had higher knowledge and technology. That's why I dive into research on Tartaria and some of the old world architecture. There's even a theory going around.
All these people were still at war. So you can't say it was like a utopia if there's still war and shit going on. So has humanity ever built like a true utopia where it was just like whatever we built was just awesome?
Well, yeah, that's the theory. There it lies in how it's like it's come back from like Atlantis. It's like Atlantean technology or something, you know, like 10,000 years ago or whatever. It's like old tech where they were. There's some of these structures today where it looks like it was 3D printed. Like there's no way that hand and chisel could have made these cuts in these gigantic stone, like all over the world, not just pyramids. There's temples in Southeast Asia, pyramids all over the world too. It's just, it doesn't make sense unless there was some sort of a higher knowledge and or technology. So there's evidence of this. And I think that wars throughout our recorded history have been like covert, like demolition projects, like human ritual, like satanic blood sacrifice means, but also like just getting rid of buildings in these certain cities to hide what once was a connected and glorious, you know, worldwide empire. I think the technology exists.
Speaking about a glorious connected worldwide empire, 150% says future means gay AI robots. That's what he said.
Yeah, you know what? They are trying to make everything gay. He's got a good point.
Can you imagine having gay robots?
Well, there's gonna be. There's got to be. There's already like the sex bots. I'm sure they make models of all kinds.
There's definitely going to be gay robots. Are they bottoms though, or are they tops? I guess you get each model, right? You would get the top model or the bottom model. That would be fucking interesting. And Steve Wood says, "Screw AI." Gus Acevedo says, "Is this live now?" This is live, there, buddy. 100% live.
We are out here.
Dick rolls. Says main reason they did the merger. So when American soldiers don't want to round up Americans, they will send the IDF because they have no thought for any human life.
That's what I'm saying, brother. That's what I'm saying. They're ruthless. We've seen it. It's not a good situation.
Frankie says it's called a cell phone for a reason. CELL phone. What does that mean?
You're inside of you. It connects to it's an extension of you of your energy, and it can enslave you for sure. They got technology out there where they can put stuff in the blue light from like our screens, and they can send basically like coded subliminal messages. This was discovered in like the Montauk Project kind of stuff where they had all those like, special kids because that evolved into the MK Ultra program, which was kind of like an extension of Montauk because they were trying to tap into parts of the brain, but then it became just controlling their brains. But yeah, you can program like Manchurian candidates and shit. You can make people like trigger something pre-programmed, and this is done like loosely in our from our phones.
Huh. No shit. Amen, Disker. Amen. There says iRobot. My logic is undeniable.
Vicky, my logic is undeniable. That's it. Terrible.
More here. Guinea Murphy. Guinea says brain implants have been used for close to 20 years. It's called DBS, deep brain stimulation, used for Parkinson's. All right, so I mean that's like when you think about brain chips for that, I'm all in favor of that. You want to give people, you want to develop this stuff to give people the ability to walk again. I think that's great. You know, it's but I don't want no damn performance enhancing brain chips. You know, I don't want you getting the brain chip and being able to run 47 miles an hour. You know what I'm talking about? It's like this is the stuff that I think we have to figure it out. If we have performance enhancing brain chips, then we got a problem. But if we have just enhancing brain chips where it's helping you get back to regular function, I think that would be tremendous.
Mm. Yeah, I see what you mean. I'm scared of anything just because the electric thing that I told you about, like spiritually.
Oh yeah, the boat says, and I can't put it. He's on Rumble. Whoever, and listen, wherever you're at, finger blast the fuck out of my like button wherever you're watching me from, whether it's Rumble, whether it's Facebook, whether it's YouTube. Where there hasn't been many people in Rumble because I don't push it anymore. I'd rather you just watch me on Facebook and YouTube, honestly, and especially Facebook. They're the ones where I've been getting the most traction from. It's crazy. He said it's like the red pill or blue pill. No, Amazon already tried the palm readers with no chips. You'll have people chopping off their own hands. Yeah, can you imagine that when people start chopping off their hands bro? Thanks for being gory, boat. Thanks for being
wow. I mean, hey, listen, we're talking about possible and probable futures here. That's definitely something that, you know, it's a brutal image, but yeah.
Yeah, you know, fire away. Go ahead.
So the bulk of those scenarios was about this AI dystopian future, and you nailed it with the EMP guns for sure. And basically, we have to keep track of this shit. We have to make sure that it doesn't get too out of control. We being, I guess, the vigilant citizens. Hopefully, the people in the know don't allow, you know, it to completely take over. We don't want Skynet. The other thing, the scariest thing, man.
Here, bro. Skynet's here. Skynet was everything talking to each other. Our refrigerators now, again, like go to the monologue. Our refrigerators connect to our fucking toasters. Our toasters connect to our cell phones. Our cell phones connect to every single camera that's in our house, which also is connected to your fucking refrigerator, back to it. Everything is interconnected. I thought that's exactly what Skynet was.
Microphones too, man.
Yeah,
they shit hears everything. I hate watching ads that come up about shit that I was talking about. Like, it pisses me off because I know what they're doing. But
Nick Pill. I love
where
doing
I'm trying to go right now is yeah, dude, I know it's
ads for dick pills, bro. Watch. I love it.
It works, dude. You're fucking me up right now, man. My laptop, this shit's gonna come up.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. No, so I want to avoid the last scenario. I don't want things to keep going as they are because it's downward trending for the common man, you know, for the average Jones. So I have a couple of radical ideas as preventative measures so that we can, you know, cause a great big and swift change. And I want to see what you think. I want to run a couple by you, see what you think.
Barbara, let's go.
My favorite, what I think we really should do is just complete non-compliance, just boycott everything for like a couple of weeks. Everyone just, instead of panic buying for like an impending storm, we all just clear all the shelves of you know, just buy up everything, stock all of our houses, and just do nothing for weeks. Obviously you can't get every single person on board to do that. But I think if millions can just not go to work, not pay any bills, not buy anything, not sell anything, not go anywhere, just like beyond like your neighbors, just like not participate at all. I think we can, if not completely break/change the system, send like a huge message, because we are not a United States. That is just in the name. So we need to do some shit. And enough of us, I think, are unhappy about the general situation, the expenses of the daily life of an American. So I think that would be so badass. What do you think?
There was a lot that you said there. What do I think about what? Pick one out.
Complete, just doing nothing, just stocking up, prepping yourself for like a few, almost a month period of just nothing. Not even using, not even paying tolls on the roads, not leaving your house, not work, nothing, no paying bills, nothing.
So what I would say is, I think the way you get through, the way you beat this is not to do like nothing like that, because then when you do nothing, most people are living paycheck to paycheck. So you can't even convince them to do nothing, right? I think something that's more feasible is stop participating in the stuff that they're taking advantage of, right? So in the course of like AIs, or in the of course AI data centers. I think what people have to start realizing is that we're the product, and we're not even getting compensated for the product. And everyone thinks that, oh yeah, all these people are going to just make so much money and they're just going to cut our taxes and they're going to give you a lot of money just to live on because they're just fucking the most generous people in the world. They just want to have all these people just living off of them, right? That's who they are. But that's the thing, man. It's like these people are not going to take care of us. They're not. So we have to stop giving them all of ourselves, and we do give them all of ourselves, especially when you allow flock cameras to take whatever the hell they're doing. And we don't even really know what they're doing with all of our data. So it's like we have to stop participating in what they're doing. And what we have to do is, like, if you said stop that, everyone put your phones down for 3 weeks. Right? That to me is feasible. Put your phone down for 3 weeks and let's just fucking tell them to calm it the fuck down. If they lost that much money, that would be devastating because it's a lot of money that's being lost. They want faces. They get paid with faces. If nobody's on there, people are going to stop paying. Right. So if you could do something like that, I think that would be great. But we have to start. To me, it's inaction is never the thing in my world. Like just doing nothing has always resulted in nothing. You feel where I'm going. You've never gained. No one's ever done nothing and really just gained from it, except for the kids that are born billionaires or whatever, and just they live off their parents' bullshit. But
Right.
typically, you can't create something out of nothing. You need something to create something, and you need more of something to create something. So I think that the doing nothing has to be smart because it has to have something in mind. If that makes any sense, however.
That does make sense. And then also your first point, I mean, the first thing that you said is that there's so many people that like can't even do that. They got like 3 or 4 kids and their job makes them just enough to get by. They can't stock up for like a month.
Can you stop buying from Amazon for 3 months, 4 months? Yeah, you could stop doing that. Can you stop
boycotting corporations?
Yeah, can you go? And it's not just it's certain ones, right? It's the ones that are owned by people that we know who are the problem. Like you don't like the fact that a certain group of people bought TikTok, then stop using TikTok. Get off of the platform. And when you get off the platform, they're gonna trust me. They're gonna recognize this stuff. You look how fast Ben Shapiro is like in panic mode because he lost a large part of his audience, right? So, when you see this stuff, like they're gonna respond. People leave, people respond, and leaving's not doing nothing. Leaving is actually doing something very, very, very major. I think we have to do more major things. We have to put ourselves in more major situations that way we can do stuff, and that's the only way we get out of anything, man. And I always use this, bro. Like I go back to what I've been doing locally. When I first started, I tell this all the time, but people said nobody gives a shit about this stuff. What are you doing? You're not going to make a difference. And I think we made a big difference so far. And, I was sitting around doing nothing for a really long time. I was sitting around doing nothing, and doing nothing has gotten all of us in the bullshit situation that we're in, right? So we have to start doing the right somethings, and we have to stop doing the wrong somethings. I think that's the way we get this shit accomplished.
That's a great answer because the corporate conveniences, albeit nice, I can go on, I can press a couple of buttons and order something and it shows up tomorrow morning. That's cool.
But where do you think these data centers, bro? What do you think these data centers do? These data centers are manufacturing plants based on us. They're manufacturing data on every single one of us. That's what these things are. Everyone has to wake up to it. We are the fucking product. You are the product. And
we are
not even getting compensated for you being the product. No, what's happening is they're taking you, they're packaging you, they're selling you, and they're selling everything about you in a way that they are able to directly sell more shit to you and get more money from you. So they're using you to make money with everything else. And you're not getting compensated by them using you. No, what you're doing is you're willingly giving them all their data. They're taking it to you and turning around and shoving it back up your ass. Isn't that awesome?
We are the product. You said 100%, and that's why the only way out of this financially, the only way out of this is to reappropriate our spending power, limited as it may be. We have to put it into each other. We have to support your local small businesses. It's still you have to avoid the corporate and digital convenience. You got to use cash to the locals. That's really the only way That's the fastest way for us to gain some more independence from the system, or at least to gain a little bit of an advantage in it.
Teresa says, your thoughts, Rick. AI is absolute power. The need for data centers guarantee the absolute power. We may not have choice. What's been delivered thus far in food, air, water, meds is building the connectivity foundation in us. Nanotechnology, have you seen blood work? It does look like computer chips. Interesting. I don't know what you're asking there right there, Teresa, but hey,
That's
man.
heavy. Well, she's just getting that. She's just saying that it's already happening.
Yeah, 100%.
The integration.
Mike says, I'm fingering, and my fingers are cramping. I love it. That's what you call finger blasting there, Mike. I fucking love you there, kid. I absolutely love you. Thomas Dick Rolls. Hey, I'm not participating in anything except getting drunk at the campground for 23 days in August. I will stock up on the buds and 7. Thomas Dick Rolls. Let me tell you something. You not only know how to come into a chat, you not only know how to pick a name for a chat, but I love your style, buddy. Going camping for 23 straight days, smoking weed and drinking. That about sounds. Now, this is what I want you to do, Thomas Dick Rolls. I want you to chat GPT yourself or whatever bot that you use if you have one when you're out there. And I want you to make like a rap with that in the style of like Biggie Smalls or Tupac or some shit about you doing those things. You're camping, you're smoking weed, and you have to throw me and Rikipedia in there somehow. And then if you could record that and sing it, that would be fucking awesome. Send it to me. Send it to me at MikeC@centercutmedia.com. I'll be happy. And hey, by the way, everybody check out centercutmedia.com. That is my man. 150%. He did great. He goes, it's so hard to get the masses to follow through with some type of movement like that, unless it's some type of trend the young generations have to jump on. Maybe you make it a trend to get away from certain things. I like that. You have to make it trendy. That's for damn sure. Boycott Amazon. Be one people could work, or boycott Amazon could be one people could work at. It's interesting because Amazon's going to be completely AI pretty soon, and they are going to be the only thing that's delivering you all their cheap garbage. And anything else? I think we got time for one more topic there, buddy. What do you want?
Good. The other I have another idea where we can kind of crash the system, but I don't know if this is a good one. It's Wonderful Life is one of my favorite movies, like Christmas movies of all time. And there's a bank run, and he's about to go on honeymoon, but he uses his own money to give to people so that the bank doesn't fold.
What movie?
I'm saying, if a couple of million, It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, It's a Wonderful Life.
Jimmy Stewart.
Yeah,
like black and white movie remastered. It's on NBC all day on Christmas Eve. But yeah, so there was a bank run in that movie because it was like during the time of the Depression, I think. So if a couple of million people go to the bank at the same time, really same day, and just withdraw everything, the banks can't do that. They don't have enough money.
Yeah,
so they will just
reserve banking, I think.
Yes, so they will fold. They're like we will just collapse banking. The stock market will probably crash. So there can be really negative financial implications from doing that. However, we are the product, man. It is us. We keep this system going. We can also end it, and we've forgotten that. We don't realize that. I don't know, but I think one way to flex our power and just break everything would be just a bank run. Is that a good idea? Are there other negative implications besides like stocks and everything crashing? Would society just collapse right there, and then we would need the AI overlord to police us because we just fucking killed ourselves?
You know what's interesting to think about is how do you survive without banks right now? Everything we need money. Our society, I don't think can survive without banks.
I have so many things on auto pay, Mike. Like I have so many bills that it's just boom, like linked to my bank, just gone. Next day I see it.
It's already gone. And that's the thing. Can we survive without it? If it goes away, the problem is we're so entrenched at this point with our system, right? It's kind of like the climate change people trying to get away from the oil and gas system. We just have 100 and something years, 140 years worth of like infrastructure that's built for this type of shit. So trying to get away from it so fast, it's like you can't do it. If you were to crash the banking system, you're going to crash everything. You're going to crash people aren't going to be able to buy food. We're not going to be able to do anything. It's going to paralyze society. And you know, that's when barter starts happening. That's when warlords take place. You know, when you look at I don't think people could realize like how horrible I think it would be if we had something like that where our system was just completely shut down, where you had no access to money, you had no access to any of this stuff. You think about it, people were robbing or hoarding toilet paper during COVID, right? What do you think's going to happen when they realize that they have no money or the system's broken? You're going to be breaking in the stores and they're just going to be looting. You're going to have mass looting. You're going to have people, you know, if it gets bad enough, you're going to have the people that are armed are going to team up, and you're going to have different roaming fucking gangs of maniacs shooting and killing people. You know, if you think about it, if you had a situation, bro, where all of our technology was wiped out tomorrow, I mean, how do you think it's going to go?
Like a mass EMP, like a blackout? Because I was actually going to bring that up, like a blackout for like 3 weeks.
No, I'm talking about.
Unfortunately, you know what should happen to survive it would be connecting with your neighbors, but people would.
But listen, let's think of the times like back in the day, right? So a lot of us, like me and you, we think that we had to possess some type of awesome technology at one point in time. And then something came and wiped out all of our technology, whether it was the technology itself, whether it was whatever it was, got wiped out. And it knocked humanity from this ultra fucking smart, technologically advanced civilization back down to the fucking Stone Ages. Right, where we were chiseling what we saw on rocks, so the future knew about it. What happened then? I think we know what happened then. That's what you had. You had warlords, you had people fighting, you had years and years and years and years of tyrants, right? Tyranny of straight up ridiculous humanity. And I'll tell you one thing that would happen is women would go back to being second class citizens really fucking fast.
Oh yeah, man. They'd be dominated. They'd be physically dominated. Yeah, that's
in a
primal
world
shit.
Where your emotions aren't running wild, but physicality is. You would be second-class citizens really fast. You would have rapes, and you'd have all that type of crazy shit. Basic, horrible humanity. That's what we would see.
So then the conclusion from today is it's best to starve the corporations or any company that doesn't benefit you, that's just looking at you just to extract your money energy, and put it into, you know, your people, put it into the people. That's probably where we're at. I got one last thing, kind of to switch up gears.
Trump thing real quick, bro. It's the Trump thing. Trump says you can't fight it. The bottom line is you have to continue to fight it, because they don't want you to fight these type of things. They don't want to slow this down at all. And somebody has to slow it down. And the truth is, listen, we don't need data centers for AI to advance. We didn't need all these data centers for AI to advance right now, right? These guys are very fucking smart. We need data centers just to collect all of our information. AI and all this stuff is going to go. I don't understand how data centers are going to be the thing that's going to hold us back when other people have more data centers than we do. I don't see how that's going to hurt us. Sorry, go ahead. Last one.
No, you're good. What I was going to say about the data centers is a future that I'm hopeful for is that people kind of wake up and remember and have some sort of fire ignited inside them about the perpetrators of Epstein Island and all those who trafficked and raped and consumed children and babies. And at that point, hopefully we would just like find out where they live and just take them to the streets and do what we should be doing and killing them. So that's why I think they have a bunch of these DUMBs or not deep underground military bases. They have a bunch of these underground bunkers. And I think the bunkers are for that. They are waiting for people to kind of wake up and be like, wait, fuck these people. They did they crossed the one line in the sand that you don't cross. Like we have to be the justice for them because nothing's happening. They're not getting arrested or tried or anything. And then the data centers, what I was going to bring up is that I think the data centers are built in certain spots where because they need all this water, right? They're using all this water, and not just like shit water, like recycled water. They're using like drinking water. Why? Some people are saying, oh, it's to because they want to like own the water and control us even more up here. Not well, that's part of it, but I think it's very possible that the water from the data centers is being fed underground and is supplying the bunkers, the super rich people's bunkers, with enough water to last once we finally unite against them. That's where I think the water's for.
Because all these people have been talking about controlling water, and it was for 10, 15 years now. And I was always like, what are you trying to get water for? Buying up water rights and all that shit. And that's, yeah, I mean, that could be what it's for, man. I gotta tell you something. The data centers are, I don't know. I don't know.
Are we going to have to destroy them? Do you see people? Do you see it going in a direction where the people are going to have to fucking bomb them? I don't even know, dude. Just like take them out. Is that going to be the enemy? Is that going to become the enemy of the people?
You got to think about it, right? A lot of these are closed loop systems, but they're used for heating, so there has to be some type of exhaust, right? Which means there has to be some type of vapor that's coming out of this that has to be vented. Something's coming out of these things, and when you're in a closed loop system, like a lot of these guys are, it takes a lot of water to start up, but they're in a closed loop system. They have to cool it down, and they cool it down with chemicals like hexavalent chromium. And if you remember, fucking what was her name? The Erin Brockovich lady, right? If you remember her, that's the type of shit that was going on. So they have situations where different contractors have dumped some of this stuff, and it's gotten into the wells of other people. You're seeing a lot of these things, but my concern is all these chemicals in these waters that are used for heating and cooling, and they're obviously going to be, venting some type of vapor into the atmosphere, and that vapor is going to be carrying the chemicals with it. I don't know if that works like that, but that's the shit that I worry about. You are seeing areas, man, where wells are running dry, where they're using so much water. Do you think it's to fund these underground tunnels with these rich people? I don't know, man. I know they're definitely building some tunnels. Rich motherfuckers are 100% building like bunkers under their houses. All of them are. It's weird.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're ready. I'm telling you, they're ready for the wrath of the people. But we'll see if it ever manifests. I don't know. But I mean, all we can do, because part of the show, we did say we wanted to help people to navigate through this potential situations. All you can do is really what you already said in your monologue, man. Get yourself healthy, detox. People in other countries, it's very common for like multiple times a year to do like a parasite cleanse and like a heavy metal detox. In this country, for some reason, it's like taboo. We all need to be doing this. I was kind of happy to hear about that lettuce situation. There's like a parasite in the lettuce. I was like, good. This will make people more aware, because I'm under the belief that like 9 out of 10 people have like parasites, if not everybody has some degree of parasite situation. So we should all be cleansing and detoxing. We should be taking care of our mind as well by not consuming the things on our screens too much. Reading books, getting out in nature. Exercising comes into health as well. It's health of the mind and the body. And something that we said, beyond the monologue, but a conclusion that we both seem to reach is that we have to be careful and wary of how and where we spend our money. If we can do these things by getting ourselves healthy and clear in mind and body, and hopefully spirit too, then we'll be feeling better, and that will hopefully promote more healthy habits. Hopefully people can start to see things for what they are and not get drawn into the entertainment factor and the convenience factor of the technology.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that I see is we have to start actually being communities again, right? And we do, it's sad, but we do need more small time shops. We need more local businesses. We need more people trading with people and keeping your money inside communities. When your money stays inside of your community, you have a lot of the power, a lot of control. When we keep giving our money to areas outside of our community, we have to beg that money to come back. And I don't want to be in that position. you're right though. What are you going to do to do this? I think honestly, everybody should know basic survival skills. You should be able to go outside and start a fire out of some fucking sticks. I'm not kidding, man. 'Cause you never know where you're gonna need that type of stuff. You should definitely know how to hunt. You should definitely own some type of weaponry, just in case. You never know. I mean, that's to me that's essential. It's funny because everyone's like, "Oh, what do you need this many rounds for?" Well, what if we have a serious event where it turns into barbarians again? The barbarians are at the gate. I'm going to want more rounds and more ammunition than you could ever imagine, right? So that's the stuff you have to stay diligent. You have to and the most important thing that you have to think about is actually think about this type of shit, because you never know when it's going to come around. If you don't think about it, you're never going to be prepared for it, right? So, hey,
luck
man,
favors the prepared.
Yeah, chance favors the prepared mind. Let's read the last couple of these guys. It says supposed to say buds and suds. We knew what the fuck you were talking about, Tom.
Hell yeah, buds and suds, baby.
We knew what the hell you were talking about, buddy. Mindy says, love that flick. She says, you have to wait. You have to wait for your cash. You need to order it. It might not work. Oh, that was, she was talking about the banks. Yep. I was getting, we're getting long here, right? People got shot when it was odd and even gas days in the 70s. Yeah, imagine that, man. Think about it. We had to have cops guarding toilet paper in Costco during COVID. Just, again, think of that shit. Mike says, somebody said if you look at a data center from the sky, it looks like a motherboard. Do you think they are making data centers to do something or generate something from the earth for aliens? Who fucking knows? How did we get... Because if you think about it, we have thousands of years from the Bible and all this shit, and thousands of years, we were still riding horse and buggy, man. We were horse and buggy in it for like 2,000 years, and all of a sudden, we created a motor, and it's like, hey, we got a car. Actually, it was his Jew flattening machine. You ever see fucking Family Guy? It's like, what, can we just drive it into? Yeah. If it want to do shit like that. But we went from that to, catching rockets. How did that happen? You're telling me this didn't happen? This happened by chance without any intervention? I don't know. Stuff to think about. And Teresa says, did you hear a day or so ago an OpenAI security test, which is ChatGPT 5.6, and an unreleased model escaped their testing sandbox and accessed another AI production system? OpenAI called it an unprecedented cyber incident, a sobering warning about AI capability, human control, and the need for safeguards. If we make something that could think that's smarter than us, we watch that movie. That's all I know. Last words, Rikipedia. Yeah, what do you got, brother?
Oh man, I got to update you with my my picture for your show. That was my bad. I look like not real. Last words are just that, yeah, you got to clan up. You got to get good with your people. You got to forgive the things from the past. Get right with your family. Expand your tight internet circle so that you guys can come up with ideas for business planning and living and kind of like consolidating and combining your efforts. The best way is strength through united numbers. And you can't depend on, the millions of people that are outside of your circle. Just worry about what you got and just enhance it and plant seeds and let it and watch it grow. That's our number one fighting chance, is to find a family. If you don't have any left, find a family and then build each other up in any ways that you can.
Love it, bro. Love it. And listen, we are building a family of caltrops here, man. And the way we're caltrops, which is our own defense mechanisms, is being prepared for some Looney Tunes scenarios. And sometimes they're fun to see them play out and see if they're real. Let's see what type of future we have. In 25 years, if we're all cyborgs and shit, we're gonna look back at this. We're gonna access it in our mind, and then me and you are instantly gonna communicate with each other just by thought. And it was like, you remember that episode? I do remember that episode. I'm tickling your neuron with it right now. You know what I'm saying? I cannot wait for it. Listen, guys, thank you very much. Really appreciate for everybody being here with me and Rikipedia tonight. It is a Friday night. I hope you have a great weekend. This is what I want you to do this weekend. If you have a wife, banger. If you have a husband, definitely sleep with him, because we have to live in happiness, everybody. The first step to defeating being a cyborg is actually living as a human. And living as a human is banging your significant other, right? I'm sorry. I'm trying. This is called wishful thinking for tonight, everybody. This is wishful thinking for my night, for myself. But the moral of the story is I want you to have a great weekend. I want you to be happy. Celebrate whatever way you got to celebrate. If you got to work in try to enjoy it, right? Because, the only way we're going to get through this, guys, is if we smile, we have a good time, we have these conversations, and, we somehow make all of this shit that we have to deal with on a day-to-day basis fun. Go crazy, if I can go figure, man. Actually making this stuff fun. But thank you guys very much. Really appreciate you. I'll see you Monday, 8 p.m. And we will be back. This couch drop is out. Later.